Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Vayechi. And for this week's Sedra, I would like to open up with an interesting story from World War II. During World War II, Ralph Lazo was a 16-year-old student at Belmont High School in Texas. He was proud of his friendship with his Japanese-American friends. Ralph was deeply moved by the trauma suffered by Japanese-American families after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. When Japanese Americans were forced to sell their possessions and leave for designated concentration camps, Ralph decided to join them. Ralph took an incredible step to stand up against an injustice. In this Dvar Torah, I'd like to focus on taking incredible steps to stand up against injustice. Standing up to injustice requires a robust character that combines a number of qualities. Perception, courage, and will are all components of personality that the just require. People, like Ralph Lazo, don't take their giant steps because of a split-second decision. Rather, their character brings them to do so. To back up my contention, I'll point to Yosef's objection to his father's blessing in this week's Sedra. My goal in this Dvar Torah is that the reader will commit to becoming more like the Ralph Lazos and Yosefs of the world, standing up to injustice. The greatest force that imposes itself on mankind is social inertia. The drive to stay the same, to allow forces to simply play themselves out, is a challenging movement to stop. To recognize where change is necessary, one needs to perceive the evil or inefficiency surrounding them. Perception, though, isn't enough. One needs the courage and willpower to stand up and challenge those around them. Perception, courage, and will are three rare qualities found in any one person. But those that strive to acquire them become the unique individuals who shape the moral bend of the world around us. Yosef's entire life was filled with injustice. As a teenager, his brothers kidnapped him and sold him out of their jealousy. As he developed into a young adult, he was forced to work for an intolerable overlord, Potiphar, only to be unjustly accused of attempted rape by Potiphar's wife. Yosef recognized injustice. Yosef was intolerant of justice, and his character was fortified by this awareness. As Yaakov placed his hands on Yosef's sons' heads, Yosef saw that his father had mixed up the order of the birth, giving the greater blessings to his younger son. Hashem records that this was bad in the eyes of Yosef, and he objected. After being raised in a home where the dangers of favoritism were apparent, we can safely assume that Yosef didn't favor his oldest son, and that his objection didn't stem from that favoritism. Rather, Yosef saw the mix-up of the blessings as an injustice, and that injustice was bad in his eyes. A natural reaction of his character was to object, and so he did. We could never imagine giving up our freedom and joining a concentration camp as Ralph Lazo did, but maybe he never imagined it either. Maybe Lazo's act of courage was a natural reaction stemming from a lifetime, as short as a 16-year-old lifetime is, of building a character made of courage and will. If asked, it could be Lazo might never have seen himself standing up to injustice. To become the Yosefs and Ralph Lazos and countless others who over time have stood up to injustice requires us to build the qualities of character that naturally respond to injustice by taking a stand. Let's start today. Shabbat Shalom.